Hello, everybody. It is Press Buttons. Welcome to another episode for the Tech Podcast Press Buttons, guys. I am so glad y'all could be with me today. So, it is almost time, ladies and gentlemen. We are 2 days away from WWDC 2026. Welcome to Tech Weekly number 21. I'm very happy for y'all to be here. We are almost here. This is literally the day that I wait for every single year. It's summer. You get to sit down and enjoy WWDC. And you gotta not know what I'm talking about. So WWDC it stands for Worldwide Developer Conference, and basically it's Apple's event where they talk about all the new updates for the Apple Watch, the iPhone, the iPad, the Mac, the Apple TV, the Vision Pro, everything. And also they had the conference run all week, and basically it is for the developers. But the first day WWDC is their keynote, and then after that they have the State of the Union, and that basically just means they talk about how people can integrate those things, that like all the new updates, how the developers can integrate all those new features that they announce into the developers' apps they're developing for the App Store. So really just the main one I really just watch is just the keynote presentation. It's absolutely amazing. I'm incredibly excited for it, and of course I'll be giving y'all full coverage of it. I'll let all y'all know exactly what is new for everything. Last year I did record it, and of course it's not going to happen this time because, of course, it showed that I got copyright because they had music in it and all that. So I'm just not gonna do it this year. But I think what I may do is I may do. If there's a way to do like a screen share on X Space, X Spaces. Basically, X Spaces is like a live stream or like a live chat. Well, actually, no, never mind. That's not gonna work. But what I may do like I record myself. It's kind of like a not podcast. It's like a live stream, but you can do like audio, basically, like kind of like a live podcast, I guess is what you could say. And basically, you can kind of just talk about whatever. So what I may do is do like a live reaction of WWDC while y'all can watch it. Then y'all could have X turned on where y'all can hear me, and I'll post everything about that and everything. One more thing before we get into the episode. I am officially on Reddit. You can just search up my username. I'll have to look up my username. I haven't really used it enough. I can go ahead and check out my username. So my username is Tech Press Buttons. So it's just Tech Press Buttons all together. Actually, I can go ahead and put a link in the description below so y'all can check it out. Check out my account, and also y'all can join my community. I'll keep y'all updated about stuff from time to time. Yes, I will make sure to post that and make sure that y'all can be up to date about everything. And I'm just going to show y'all how y'all will be able to watch the WWDC presentation. So you'll be able to watch it on YouTube. It'll be at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that y'all are ready for that. Of course, I'll be up early to be able be prepared and everything. I'll make sure to let all y'all know about everything, like a summarized version, just kind of more like a quick dive into it. Very incredibly excited about Monday. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But the purpose of this Tech Weekly, we're going to be talking about basically just some last minute rumors about all the updates. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and hop into it. So let's get into it. So first thing, for iOS and iPadOS, Apple is they're wanting to focus on the reliability. They want to focus on make the reliability better for like bugs and update sizes, and hopefully that could also include battery. I don't think I've really had any battery issues necessarily, but I don't know. But we'll find that out. Also, of course, the big thing. This is probably the biggest thing out of the entire event, and y'all can already say it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Redesigned Siri. This is probably gonna be a big highlight. This is the thing that we've all been waiting for. It's supposed to come out earlier this year during iOS 26.4. Then I think it was scheduled again to come out in 26.5, and then it just got delayed till iOS 27. So we're really hoping that we're gonna be getting it, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. We are all thrilled about it. This is gonna be the one thing we're gonna get personalized context. It's gonna be just amazing. That's probably the one thing that I'm really excited to see. And also it's gonna be redesigned. What it also means by that is it's also going to be moved up to the top where the dynamic island is, and it's gonna be more like a conversational kind of like chat GPT, I guess is what you could say. It's gonna be like conversational, so you're like back and forth conversations. That would be absolutely amazing. Also, Apple is gonna be working on split screen. So they're gonna work on like a split screen, you know, kind of font or look. They're also gonna be working on adding passes to Apple Wallet, because you can't add all passes to Apple Wallets. It's something I'm kind of sad about is Planet Fitness. I go to the gym. Yes, surprisingly, I do go to the gym. Trying to get strong, you know what I'm saying? But basically, you're going to be able to add passes just by scanning, you know, your card or whatever it is, whatever you're trying to add. And that's the one thing that I really, really want. I wish that Planet Fitness did have like an integration with Apple Wallet. Just in case, you know, like for AMC when I work there, you know, I have them scan my account from barcode for my points and everything, and of course sometimes the service in there is just sometimes just not that good. It also takes a long time to load, so I add it to my Apple Wallet so I can just have it right there ready to go. And my Planet Fitness doesn't really have any bad service, but just in case if it were to happen or anything like that, then I would be prepared ahead of time. But next we have Siri coming to the camera app, basically for Apple Intelligence, you know, it'll be able to tell you stuff about the thing that you take a picture of, all that kind of stuff. So I guess it would be kind of like visual intelligence, I guess, kind of is what we're kind of aiming for. So that's kind of what that's going to go on. WatchOS, okay, this is kind of sad. WatchOS isn't really going to have a big update this year. The only update that it's only going to have rumors to be like heart rate improvements and like improves for your health. That's really about all that we're probably going to see for rumors. All these may not be true, but probably most of them probably are true because they come from a lot of different sources. So I truly don't know about this. I really hope that there's at least a few things to expect from the Apple Watch just to make it at least a little bit new. So I feel like just heart rate improvements, even though if it actually needs it, I feel like it's just kind of lame and sad to only have heart rate improvements and nothing like, you know, big to see, you know. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of updates, just a little bit. I know the Apple Watches, of course, are not like, you know, like as big as like your phone, you know, because the Apple Watch is supposed to tailor onto your iPhone. Of course, you have this for LTE and all that. Like you can get the LTE model for the Apple Watch and just have just Apple Watch and replace it with your phone. Well, of course, your phone can do a lot more things. A lot more apps are supported on your phone as of your watch instead of your Apple Watch. So now there are rumors for HomePod and tvOS software. They're going to get merged into this one software called HomeOS. So it looks like HomeOS sounds like it may be the new thing for Apple TV and also HomePods. So I think HomeOS, actually, I think it's kind of cool because to keep up with all these operating systems, I think that's kind of a lot. So I think for HomeOS, I think that would be absolutely amazing to have, you know, just both of them together. I feel like it'll be a little bit easier because HomePods and Apple TVs do also come together, so you can kind of pair them together, you know, for, you know, immersive sound when you're watching movies and TV shows. So I think that's actually kind of a good idea to kind of keep track of it much, much better. But, I mean, of course, we'll see if this is going to happen. So I think one thing about the tvOS is there's going to be a new font size, which, yes, that's great for people who don't have great vision, but also, what about us? I mean, I don't think that's really going to be, like, something that we're going to really be huge on. But, of course, we can find out, you know, what's going to happen. Hopefully there will be some more improvements coming to tvOS. But next, Siri coming to the dynamic island. We already talked about this. So it looks like it's going to be coming to the dynamic island. It's going to have like this like white or like clear like ambient color, I guess is what you could say, wrapped around the dynamic island. I'm very curious to see what that's going to look like for us. And like I said, we'll find that out all before, you know, by Monday, what the designs. I'm really curious to see what the design's going to look like, and hopefully people are not really happy about the white, you know, color. It would be really cool. You can actually like change the color. I wonder if Apple can actually have an update where it can at least change like the look of like the color or whatever. I think that would be absolutely amazing if they could actually do that. And of course, we're talking about this series going to turn into an AI chatbot, which will be an always-on assistant. It also may have a dedicated chatbot app. So like ChatGPT, it may have an actual chatbot app for you to communicate with, which I think that would be absolutely really cool. I don't know how good it will be as compared to like ChatGPT or Gemini, which of course it is going to be teaming up with Gemini and all that great stuff. Also, you'll be able to have Siri make shortcuts and wallpapers. I think this is really a huge game changer because you're not going to want to sit there and build a shortcut for God knows how many hours, and then customize your wallpaper to the finest point that you would love to be very, very happy with your wallpaper. I truly don't. So I think this would be a really, really huge update for sure. Because the thing though is that like you just want to make sure that your wallpaper is like nice and like very, very cool. But the other thing also is that with the wallpapers, you know, like so like I feel like I change my wallpaper a lot, and I kind of don't like that just because I would love to be happy with just one wallpaper. Which I mean, not saying that all the wallpapers are bad, but it also just gets kind of boring. So I feel like it would be really, really cool. You can just kind of like edit, you know, the wallpaper. So if you want something kind of a little bit, just a little bit different every now and then, you can just kind of do that with just simple Siri conversation. Which, like I said, we'll find that out. See if it actually will be true. That would be really, really cool if it did, though. I feel like the shortcuts also be. Well, I feel like it would actually be even like more beneficial than it would with the than wallpapers, because shortcuts just take a lot to build and everything. Grammar revisions might get better, which I will say grammar revisions are actually already great, but it sounds like they might try to make it better. So we'll find that out. Whether the weather app may get a redesign, I would say the weather app looks good. I know a lot of people always like to use like different other weather apps. I know like the Weather Channel is like the #1 for weather, but I just like using the weather app for Apple for the iPhones, just because it's like, you know, that like for Siri, you know, and all that with all the Siri, you know, integration as well. I don't know if the Weather Channel does have integration. So it actually does support Siri through Apple's Siri shortcuts. It will allow you to set up custom voice commands for specific app features. So I guess it will, but I just like to see it with Apple just because also, you know, I just stuck with it. So I just use the default weather app on any phone. I would use like when I had the Samsung back in the day, and for iPhones and everything, I just use the default weather app. I think it looks great. But if it gets a redesign, I think it would be really, really cool. I would love for it to look. And some other apps, I will say, do have their own kind of unique kind of looks for their UI and everything. So I don't know. We'll see if it really does get a redesign. Next thing, Image Playground maybe getting better results. I will say I don't use Image Playground. I really don't care about it. I don't really generate emojis really. I really just I feel like that's the least used I think I've ever used since I got since I got the 17 Pro, since I got the Apple Intelligence phone. I just haven't even used it. You know, I truly just don't know. But anyway, also the camera app also may get a redesign where where it might be able to let you customize what you want the app to look like. So let's say you want like the flash here, you know, the capture button here, portrait button here, all the amazing things. So it looks like what it may do is it actually may give you basically a better, you know, like make the camera app your own, I guess what you could say, trying to make it the way how you want it to look like, which I think is really, really cool. Something that I'll really love to dig into, although there were people were talking about, like, you know, you hold someone else's iPhone, it's gonna be like, oh no, wait, what flash is supposed to be here? Why is it not over here? And like it would just be kind of a mess for all that. But I mean, I think it would be really cool. You can actually share, kind of like where you can share like wallpapers or anything like that. I would be cool if you could really like share like your camera layout to other friends, which I really don't think that's really gonna that probably won't focus on that. But I feel like that'd be a really, really cool little feature if let's say, shoot, I really like the layout of your camera app. Could I get that? But then you'll sit there spending who knows how long to basically customize it on your needs and how you like it. But I think it would be really, really, really cool if you were able to just send the layout of the camera app to someone else. So I think that would be really, really cool if you were able to do that. Next thing is you might be able to choose which model you want for grammar in image generation. So you'll be able to choose which AI model, like, you know, Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT or Perplexity or however. Apparently there's also going to be a feature where you'll be able to choose which AI platform or which AI model you'll want to use for Siri as well, which, like I said, we'll find that out later. And I'm really hoping that Apple does actually come up with their very own AI model. And then the final thing is Apple might make the AirPod settings look better and more organized, which I think will be kind of nice. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. I don't sit there and customize my AirPods for 5 hours a day. But I think I will say if there's like a little redesign, I think that'd be really, really cool to make it look more immersive. Because we'll say for like some apps where you pair devices, things look a little bit better. So I feel like it'd be really, really cool. It can look a little bit more immersive, a little bit better design. But yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up for today. So this was the last minute rumors for WWDC 2026. I'm incredibly thrilled, incredibly excited for WWDC. I will send out a reminder tomorrow as well before the day before WWDC. Incredibly excited. So anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great day, everybody. Peace out, y'all. Bye-bye.